Hello, twinnies everywhere. My name is Anissa from the Faith Empire, and today I wanted to talk about something that is kind of like the dreaded two words on this journey, and that is letting go. I mean, who would have thought that a massive Disney hit, Let It Go, let it go, let it go, would be some of the most dreaded words that we want to hear as twin flames. Now, I'm making this video and I look pretty happy because I've obviously had some time and some work on this concept. But I do remember when I started this journey and I was, head and everything deep in it, and I read this concept about letting it go. And at the time, it was like, it felt like someone was asking me to basically, I guess, cut off some of my limbs. It sounded horrible, and it was definitely not the thing I wanted to hear, and definitely not the thing I felt emotionally capable of doing. So what is the big deal with letting go? Why is it important, and what does it actually mean? Well, firstly, the term letting go sounds scarier than I think it actually is. It sounds like someone is telling you to drop everything, to basically walk away, and you have to be okay with that after essentially meeting like the other part of you, after essentially meeting the other missing bit of your soul. I mean, that sounds pretty harsh, right? And even though you read it and you might be in a state where you're really having a tough time. I mean, these are the states that I would be reading this information in when I was really, really down, really, really depressed, like couldn't talk about it, had no idea who to turn to. And you go on and you're like, oh my God, how do I deal with this? And you read this thing that says, you gotta let it go if you wanna get to your union. And it sounds like, yeah, the most opposite of what you wanna hear at that time. So I wanted to talk a bit about that because the other day something came to me, actually last night, and it was, in order to truly have something, we have to not fear the loss of it. So basically, when you stop fearing the loss of something, it's when you can truly have it. And that took a while for me to sink in because I noticed on the journey there were times where I was like, I'm just going to carry on and really continue with my work and what I'm here to do, and not just saying it, but actually really truly embodying that and really truly going and making that soulful and heartfelt effort and energy back into my life and into my purpose. When I realized that I have nothing to lose on this journey. I can't lose that person, I can't lose a connection. And so I would go off, and that would be the time that my twin would feel more drawn towards me. And so I never really got the concept of it, and I think it was more because I would read about that concept when I was in a really bad place and like looking for solutions, and then the solution would pop up and it just, it didn't sound like something that I could do. So the spiritual concept behind letting go is that it's about being free from that attachment. It's about being free from that energy. What happens as you become more sensitive, and as I became more sensitive, I could then start to tap in and understand my energies a bit more. So I'm very cerebral, so to understand something, it's kind of important to me. So when I would get that feeling, I would have to try and observe what it meant. And I could then distinguish between what we call in our readings like devil energies. They're the more addictive, like obsessive, kind of lower energies. And the reason why they are called those devil energies is because they do kind of attach you on that, it feels like a frenzy almost, that energy. Even though it is like, it's fast and it's very, it's very obvious that it's there, but it's not good. It doesn't feel as nice as when you have that beautiful free-flowing energy with your twin, between your twin and you. It feels more like, you have to do something. You feel this kind of like push, and that's when yeah, things can go a bit weird, because if you're feeling that, your twin is also definitely feeling that. And it's why they pull away sometimes, or what we say, running from the connection. Because if someone is pushing this like really obsessive kind of frenzied energy towards you, you kind of have no choice but to boom the other way. If your twin was giving you that energy back, it would probably turn out to be like quite a toxic connection, because you're both connecting over this very like dependent and obsessive energy. So that was something to note, that in order to let go, it was to really be free of that level of energy. It was by no means saying that you should let go of the connection altogether, cut it off, or anything like that. It was more about moving away from that kind of lower energy to a more higher, freedom-based, love-filled energy, which is very different. It's very different. And when you're in that energy, whether you're bringing that energy out in your work, in your mission, in just spreading love to yourself and others, if you're just, bringing that energy out in your aura, you'll find that your twin actually wants to be around you. They actually want to be in contact with you. And even if they don't, you're honestly not going to really care, because you're happy, and that means that they're also happy as well. In most cases, they could be going through some other things in their life. But at the core, it means that you have this beautiful connection running between you. So yes, letting go, it's more about being free of that desire, of that really, really strong, kind of forceful, pushing energy that must have things the way that you need to have it right now. And when we learn the art of letting go of that energy, we really do allow for our more higher frequencies to come through. More love, more joy, more bliss, more creativity, more connecting. And when you feel that way, that truly does help your twin, and that truly does help your connection. So I just wanted to share that, because I know that sometimes those words, letting go, they come out when we're looking for answers. And we're often looking for answers when we're in the worst places, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Well, not really spiritually, but more mentally and emotionally. So I hope that helps. And I am sending you love wherever you are in the world, wishing you well on your journey, and I hope that you're staying safe. Take care.